Hello, everyone. I am Brett the Comic Novice, and DC Comics' worst kept secret, their eventual response to the Marvel Ultimate Universe line, is finally kind of sort of been revealed through an article in Bleeding Cool on the 22nd of June 2024. Now, there's certain things to be excited about. I think for people who are like me, who are new to comics and would like kind of a more fresher jumping on point, and so that you don't and aren't bogged down by a lots of continuity, I think that that is a really good thing to do. There is certain things that you could say you have some or could have some concern about, and I'd like to look at least give you my novice perspective of what I'm excited about, also what I'm actually nervous about. So that takes us to this article from Bleeding Cool, as Scott Snyder, Jason Aaron, and Kelly Thompson are on the Absolute DC comic range. It says Absolute Comic Universe is the new DC Comics separate continuity line show run by Scott Snyder. I like Scott Snyder. I enjoyed his Justice League run during the Year of the Villains and whatnot. I think it was very strong. I've been reading some of his New 52 Batman. I think, and you can say the first bunch of it is good. I have not yet gotten through the second omnibus of that, but I've enjoyed it so far. However, I do think that he had a better plan regarding the Justice League book going into it compared to where it was as it got left off and as it has kind of been canceled, and we're all like twiddling our thumbs waiting for it to come back. Now, Scott Snyder, again, they give us what they've been doing. Scott Snyder Batman from the New 52, Justice League Swamp Thing from the New 52, American Vampire, which is Noctera, which is his creator-owned book from Image, and of course we have the Dark Knight's Metal and Death Metal. He is going to be doing the Absolute Universe Batman, which again, the interesting thing is having read some of the Ultimate Universe Spider-Man, we kind of get a rehash of the origin story. So it's going to be quite interesting. What is the jumping on point? Is there going to be a splinter effect that, something happened, the death of Jason Todd, is that going to be the splinter effect? Or are we going to kind of almost have a different origin story? Is it going to be similar to that of the New 52, kind of like revamping some of these characters' origin stories? I think if you're going to have a New 52 revamp, I think you're going to have some struggles because, at least with, I don't think people would be willing to jump onto that. You have Jason Aaron, who I like what they did with it. He just barely got jumped on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's doing Scrooge McDuck. He did like 3 issues of Action Comics. He just barely finished like a 50-something Avengers run. He has a Star Wars run and Thor. So it's not that they're doing it in alphabetical order, but I find like the ones that he's been doing the most were the tail end of it. He's going to be doing Absolute Superman. And I know from my personal experience, from other people, the Action Comics run with the Bizarro Superman started off strong, kind of meandered near the very end of the 3-part Action Comic story. So you kind of have to wonder what will happen with this. Also, keep in mind he does currently have that Batman with Doug Mahnke art, which the art is great. And that's another thing that I want to bring up a little bit later. And then finally, you have Kelly Thompson, who currently is writing Birds of Prey. I read the first 3 issues, and because of, needing to cut so many comics from my life, I had to drop Birds of Prey. I've heard good things about it. It gets rave reviews on the DC Infinite Universe app. It is constantly one of the higher trending ones, but I've also heard that from comic book readers that it is also a mess at the same time. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what her, and one of the things that I noticed that Bleeding Cool forgot to do is they forgot to mention her Captain Marvel run. They have Black Cloak, the Cole, it's Jeff, Mr. and Mrs. X, X-Men, Deadpool, but she had about a 50-somewhat issue run from Captain Marvel as of recently. Totally ignored that. Maybe not popular. Who knows why they decided to leave that off. She's going to be writing Absolute Wonder Woman. Now, I like that they have the original Trinity that is going to be represented. I wish that they would do something similar to what Marvel Comics did, as they have redone the whole Ultimate line, where they released the Spider-Man first, then the following month they released the Black Panther, following month X-Men, and then a couple months down the road they did the absolute Ultimates, their Avengers book. And so I'm quite interested to see what they do. We got the writers, but I think, and here's where the issue is going to be coming from, and I think one of my worries is we don't have any of the artists. Are we going to get Doug Mahnke? I think that would be great to be able to have Doug Mahnke on one of these books. Sadly, because of the image, what's his face? I forgot what his name is. How he has his own imprint. He has Jason Fabok on Rook. He has some, Gary Frank on Geiger. Like, there's so many, of the greater artists that are on exclusive contracts. So we have possibly 2 out of 3 really strong writers. What is the art going to be? Who is going to be doing this? We have Greg Capullo, who's doing a 6-part Wolverine thing, so he's not likely to be there. And then I think, personally, as he did the New 52 with Scott Snyder, I think you need to have a different artist with Scott Snyder, or it's going to feel very similar unless it just completely, he takes it in a different creative direction altogether. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens with that. Again, this can be very exciting. This can be, I think there's a lot to look forward to regarding the Absolute universe. We'll have to wait until we get more information from the San Diego Comic-Con from 2024. What are your thoughts about this? What are you excited about? What are you concerned about? Did I miss something? Please comment down below, like, subscribe, whatever. Until next time, I will see you in the dollar bin, where probably not like issue 1 will be found of these DC Absolute Universe ones, but probably about like issues 3 and 4. They'll generally probably be found in the dollar bin eventually. Thanks for watching, and thanks.